Hey everybody, it's Azure. I haven't cooked in a while for everybody other than doing little videos, so I figured I'd go on since I'm doing the appliance sale. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me. I've had a few health problems lately and my energy levels are way down. This is our Deluxe Electric Grill and Griddle, if I can talk right. I'm going to be making the fajitas on it tonight. Now, I just want to kind of show you before I turn it on how easy you just push a button to remove the plates. You can adjust the height setting, so if you want to do pizzas or however, you know, to adjust to fit room. Tonight I'm going to be using both sides as a separate plate, so I'm laying it down flat. Now when you do lay it down flat like this, or you know, you can use interchangeable. You can use your grill, you can use your griddle, your waffle. Well, I guess it'd be kind of hard to do the waffle without using both at the same time, but you could try it. Now you're not supposed to keep these plugged in when they're not in use, and unlike a lot of our appliances, this one does have an on-off switch. Now it also has a probe, so that you can check the doneness of your meat, but since we're doing fajitas, it's thin cut meat and stuff, so I'm not going to use a probe on there. Now there's different settings. You have 5 different preset settings, and then you have a custom. I'm just going to put it on grill, set my time, since I'm doing multiple things at one time, or throughout. I'm just going to put my time on up there, and I'll just turn it off when I'm done. We're going to say 30 minutes at 400. Now, it'll heat up as I'm getting ready. Now, I have everything pre-cut, measured out, just to try to save a little time, because nobody wants to sit here and listen to me babble all night. Now on these, you really don't want to use the aerosol sprays, oils. You can use the little spritzer, or you can use the basting brush with oil. Now tonight I'm doing chicken, steak, and shrimp. I'm doing a mild recipe so that so I'm not cooking 3 or 4 different kinds. My husband can't do spicy, and right now, with the way my health's being, I'm just not. Now, I am also going to use the stainless steel wok, just because I have so much, so that kind of speed things along here. Now I have all my vegetables cut up. I just did onions and bell peppers, different colors, because I like them real colorful. All of my meat has been seasoned with salt and pepper. Now, 4 tablespoons of butter, 4 large cloves of garlic, and 1/4 a cup of broth is going to be for our vegetables. All of our meat's going to be seasoned the same. I said, I've already salt and peppered them. I like doing that and getting them at room temperature before I start cooking. I'm going to use the batter bowls to coat each one. There's a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, and you can use the low sodium if you want. I use the sodium kind. And 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. So, to start, I'm going to start off with chicken. I have more of it. I'm also going to be using this for my lunch throughout the week. So, I'm just going to get my meats ready. My 1/4 cup of soy sauce into the batter bowl. Oop, make some noise. And my cornstarch. And you just want to whisk that together until it blends well, and so it blends well and it's smooth. since I'm doing them all the same, I'll use the same width. Now, what you can do is add your meat, whichever you prefer, or if you're doing them all like me. A little bit at a time and kind of twirl it around, get it good and coated. Like I said, it's a matter of preference as far as heat. If you want to add heat, our Southwestern seasoning is usually what I would use to season the meat too, but I'm going mild today. As you start adding more, you have to kind of mix it a little more to get it coated. Go ahead and throw the rest of that in there. My sink's over behind there, so you'll see me reach around there quite a bit. Do my steak, and where I've got these cut pretty small, they will cook fairly quickly. So I am going to do the chicken first because there's more of it. And the steak, you can use flank steak, London broils, sirloin. I got it pre-cut for fajitas just to save a little time, and they had it on manager special today, so fork. I don't want to use the same thing I used to chicken with. The chicken is a little bit thicker than the steak and the shrimp. Well, not thicker than the shrimp, but shrimp doesn't take long to cook at all. That's why I'm going to do the chicken first. And then as it's cooking, I'll start the vegetables. But I know somebody asked if I had this grill and griddle, and it pretty much stays on my counter all the time. I haven't even been outside the grill all year. And normally I'm really big on grilling. Some of my mess up. I'm just kind of tossing in because it's going to be real easy to coat to where the larger pieces of the other meat weren't. That was pretty good timing. Now what happens is as it reaches temperature, it's telling me to add my food to it. I don't think I mentioned before, but you can also like one of the things just popping up in my mind is breakfast. You know, if you want to do pancakes on one side, your bacon and eggs on the other, you can set 2 different temperatures for each side. I've got them the same because I'm cooking meat. Yep. Probably should put a little more oil on there. I'm going to kind of put some more on and move that around. Now, to cook, like if you were not doing as much as I am now, sorry, I'm trying to speak up because I know the sizzling's louder than me. But to quickly cook some meat, you could use one side and close the lid and cook both sides at the same time. I think I posted a recipe the other night with some pork chops that I did. About 1 inch thick, and it took me about 15 minutes to make. Because it'll cook both sides at the same time, it's not necessarily, it's not like cooking it on high. It's not drying it out. You're just applying heat to both sides so you get a nice sear on both sides to keep it from drying out in the middle, if that makes sense. And because this thing's so easy to clean, you literally just wipe it off, pop your plates out, put them in a dishwasher, or if you prefer to hand wash them, it takes seconds. I don't know exactly what the material is for it, but it puts me in mind of our nonstick cookware, which is also really easy to clean. Okay. I'll try to set our steak. Let that cook. This is our stainless steel wok. This is another one of my absolute favorite pieces. And I'm going to put it about a medium high here. Four tablespoons of butter. I'm just going to let that heat up and melt. Oh, I forgot to hit the add button. Oh, got a mess. You know, usually with my fajitas, I have spice. I just, like I said, didn't feel like having any heat with it tonight. I was going to make guacamole, but I just didn't feel like it. So I went with that. What did I do? Sorry. Got some of these overlapping, so I want to move them around a little bit. Anyway, what I'll end up doing, I like refried beans. Refried beans, wow, on mine. So I'll just pop that in the microwave before I serve. Now, if you do soft tacos, burritos, anything with a tortilla, get you this tortilla warmer. I just put the whole pack inside that in the microwave for a minute. Sometimes if I'm doing a larger, or like the small soft tacos to do a whole stack, then I might put it in a little longer. But you just pull the whole thing out and it keeps them moist and warm for about an hour. So if you have a, I don't know, we did a party and did a taco bar, so it was able to keep the food. Where do I keep laying it? Let me put this over here. We were able to keep the food out, and everybody still have access to it without having to keep reheating. Flipping my chicken around here because, like I said, this won't take long with these small thin strips. So hopefully you won't have to sit and talk, listen to me talk all night. Some of my soy twisted up there. Now see, if I had used one side and closed this would have been burning by now. Stop for a second. My butter is ready. Oh, sorry, my mind. I'm going to add my garlic and let it cook for just a minute. It won't take long. You just want it to get a little fragrant. So with the hot butter, it's usually about 30 seconds. And then add your broth. And you can use chicken, beef, you can use vegetable if you want, it doesn't matter. Just flipping my chicken. Really don't care for these little tongs. They come with the mixing trays. They're just little, but they work. But I didn't want to use anything else with the chicken. Now that we've got this all going, I'm going to add all my vegetables. Now I have a lot here. Like I said, I am also making lunches for this week. So I'm going to do a little bit at a time and coat this. Break up some of my onions. I had the dental surgery about 2 weeks ago. So I'm still getting used to my mouth. So sometimes talking, I have a little bit of a lisp. But we're working through it. I almost ready to do that with vegetables. Ain't it pretty though? I'm going to add a little bit of salt, and I like the pink Himalayan salt, and then just black pepper. And I'm going to cover that and get my chicken out of the way. Sorry, I forgot to get a dish. I'm just going to put this on our stoneware. Now, chicken when it's this small is very easy to tell when done. If you're working with larger breasts or something like that, I would recommend using the probe or a meat thermometer to make sure. You could even shred it if you wanted. I'm just doing strips just to save time. And what did I do wrong? Nope. Put a little bit of oil on here real quick, and just so I don't end up with ends that taste burnt, just going to use a little hand scraper. this off. Now, normally you wouldn't really have to do that if you're just doing one dish or if you're just using opposite sides. Now, I don't have as much, let me start this. I don't have as much of the beef and the shrimp as I did the chicken. I don't eat leftover shrimp, and the steak won't last, but the chicken will be for my lunch this week. So I am trying to eat right. Now, watch out, Chase. Right there. Now, I'm not good at these videos, y'all. I don't like talking in public, but it is what it is. Sometimes seeing it helps people to see better than just little pictures of it and me saying, hey, just grill. And we'll take it down out. Guess I'm going to use both sides. Sorry, didn't mean to make that much racket. Now, these are the tongs I like. They're actually pasta tongs, but it's so much easier to grab a hold of things with these. Okay, spread my meat out here a little bit. I'm not sure how, well, that is all stick together. Okay. Not sure how well you can see it, but this is very thinly sliced. Now, if you're buying like a London broil or a flank steak and slicing it yourself, you can usually put it in the freezer for a little while to stiffen it up, and that'll help cut the thin slices much easier. You don't want to freeze it all the way, but just enough that it starts to stiffen up. When you do that, you need to let it get to about room temperature before you start cooking it, or it's going to be all dried out. Now with this, I am just doing the, make that off the burn. I'm just doing the veggie mix with it on my tortilla with the beans. Toppings are completely up to you. I do have some tomatoes. I'll probably put tomatoes on there because I eat tomatoes all the time. But it's preference. If you just wanted to do veggies or one type of meat or both types or all three, I said usually Sunday dinners I also try to make a larger amount so that when I get back to work, if I don't feel like cooking or something, which usually is not the case with me, I love cooking, but I have that option. Since I had the mini stroke Tuesday, they got on to me a lot about not eating during the day, which is hard for me because it's just gross when you're working with dogs to try to eat, but I'm trying. This is not going to take very much longer for my veggies. Now you don't want these caramelized, you just want them to start to get translucent. That nice crisp fresh taste is what's, to me, it's what makes a fajita. If it starts getting overdone, then it gets gooey and just not as good. So, pull my steak off of here. Because these are kind of soaked in soy sauce, the coloring's about the same. that was a little thicker chunk there, so thicken it up a little bit more. Now, shrimp's going to go really fast, so I'm not going to worry about cleaning it. Now, I use a lot more dishes when I'm doing videos and stuff because I try to prep everything beforehand. Normally, if I'm doing it on my own, I'll prep most things in one of our flexible mats and put it straight in the pan without, you know, going through all the little prep bowls and all. But all the prep bowls are great to measure it out and to well, I lost my train of thought. To measure it out and have it handy. Unless you're very familiar with the recipe that you're doing, it's best to have all your ingredients measured out beforehand. If you don't, a lot of times what happens is you'll get to a point and try to rush to get an ingredient and ended up overcooking something or burning something or just completely forgetting it altogether. Turn that off. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not, but my dog is scratching at the door. My husband's got him outside playing, and apparently he's not paying her enough attention. Now, the little brown pieces or whatever, it's not burned, it's just the soy sauce on there. With shrimp, you want to make sure, I guess like the opposite of vegetables, you want to make sure it's not translucent so that it's done. I'm just adding this all to the same dish here. It's starting to get hot standing over it, but I'm kind of limited to get in here with this camera. I think I might have just threw a shrimp. Okay, it landed on a few. Maybe I should have cleaned it beforehand. Sounds like it's buzzing. Probably should have just used a spatula for that, but anyway. Cancel. That's going to turn it off, and then reach around this side and cut it off, and always unplug it there too. And once it cools down, I'll pop plates off, put them in the dishwasher, and it's done. Woohoo! The vegetables are all done. Got not going to make you look at the microwave or make me put it in here, but next step, warm up my tortillas in a tortilla warmer, put my beans in the microwave, and we'll eat. I'll post a picture of my plate like usual whenever I get this out of my way. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.